Shalom, family. This is Dallas James with Heart's Two Fathers Publishing and the Royal Levitical Priesthood Ministry. This is the 8th video. If you have been following this series, you know that we have spent 7 videos examining the Shroud of Turin through the lens of the Shield 14.0 protocol, asking the Father what he is saying about the mathematical evidence for the resurrection encoded in that burial cloth. 16 draws, over 1,300 verses analyzed. And now we arrive at number 8. E.W. Bullinger, in his masterwork Number in Scripture, demonstrated that the number 8 in the biblical text consistently signifies resurrection, regeneration, and new beginning. Circumcision was on the 8th day. 8 souls were saved through the flood. David was the 8th son of Jesse, and the Greek name for Joshua, Isis, has a gematria value of 888. 888, the number of Messiah himself. 7 is the number of completion in the old creation. The 7th day, the Sabbath, the finished cosmos. 8 is the number that begins the new. And that is what these 3 final draws are designed to do. Complete the investigation and begin the proclamation. So for this 8th video, I asked the Father 3 questions. The first, who is the man on the shroud? The second, what are we commanded to do with this evidence? And the third, does the convergence of physical and textual evidence seal the matter by the Torah's standard of 2 or 3 witnesses? Let me start with the first draw, the identity seal. I asked, Father, is the man whose image is encoded on the Shroud of Turin YHWH Joshua Messiah? And does the mathematical evidence confirm his identity as the firstborn from the dead? Pre-registered keywords, YHWH, Joshua, firstborn, dead, identity. And the first verse drawn, the lead verse, the face of the draw, was Ezekiel. And all flesh will see that I YHWH have kindled it. It will not be quenched. I asked who the man is. And the Father's first word was not a name. It was a claim of authorship. I kindled it. The fire is mine. All flesh will see. Now think about what that means in the context of the shroud. The image on that cloth was formed by a photochemical event. Light energy altering the molecular structure of linen fibers at a depth of 200 nanometers. Dr. Di Lazzaro's team at ENEA in Italy replicated the coloration with excimer lasers at 193 nanometers wavelength. But to scale that to a full human body requires 34 terawatts, 34 trillion watts delivered in less than 50 billionths of a second. No known physics explains how a corpse could produce this. The lead verse says, I YHWH have kindled it. He lit the fire, and it will not be quenched. Then the draw names him. Verse 17,635, yet now be strong, O Zerubbabel, says YHWH, and be strong, O Joshua, son of Josedek, the high priest, and be strong, all you people of the land, declares YHWH, and work, because I am with you. Joshua, son of Josedek, the high priest, in a randomized draw from 34,211 verses, asking about the identity of the man on the shroud. The system drew the verse that names Joshua by name and by his priestly title. This was a pre-registered keyword, locked before the draw, and it appeared in the text. Then 2 legal verses build the priestly architecture. Verse 38:22. You will make a covering lid of pure gold, 3 3/4 feet in length by 2 1/4 feet wide. The capareth, the mercy seat, the exact dimensions of the holiest surface in the tabernacle, given with mathematical precision in a draw asking about mathematical evidence. And verse 48:13, there will be no man in the priestly tabernacle at the appointed place when he goes in to make propitiatory covering in the consecrated place. No man. The high priest enters alone. He makes the covering alone. And when the shroud's image was formed, in the sealed tomb, with the stone rolled shut, no man was present. The radiation burst occurred in absolute solitude. The tomb was the consecrated place. The linen was the covering. The body was the high priest making the final atonement. The pre-registered keyword firstborn appeared in verse 77:58, because he was the firstborn of Joseph. Manasseh, the one whose firstborn status determined the inheritance for all who followed. The risen Messiah is the firstborn from the dead in exactly this sense. His resurrection establishes the pattern, the distribution, the inheritance for every man who follows. Then came verse 34,131, the writer of Revelation. And I saw the heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and the one sitting thereon, called Faithful and Real. His eyes as a flame of fire. Upon his head, many diadems. A name written which no one knows except himself. And arrayed with a mantle dipped in blood. Eyes as a flame of fire. The same fire the lead verse declared YHWH kindled. A mantle dipped in blood. The shroud bears blood stains confirmed by stirp to contain hemoglobin and serum albumin, deposited before the image formed. The mantle dipped in blood is the burial cloth dipped in the blood of the crucified one. The Melchizedek typology appeared in verse 33,324, without father, without mother, without genealogy, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of Elohim. Abides a priest continually, the eternal priest, the one whose priesthood persists through death, through the tomb, through the radiation event, and into the endless life beyond. The shroud is the image of that priest at the precise moment of transition from death to endless life. And the sealed book, verse 12,946. The vision of all has become to you as the words of a book that is sealed. Men deliver it to one that is educated, saying, "Read this, I ask you." And he replies, "I cannot, because it is sealed." For centuries the educated looked at the shroud and said, "I cannot read it." But the seal is being broken. The VUV experiments, the WXS dating, the Sadasani discovery, the Shield analytics. These are the tools by which the sealed book is finally being opened. The statistical confirmation, yes at 99.6%. Anomaly classification, CCI at 85% with all 6 channels active. Extreme anomaly on the guidance detection indicator. Fisher chi-squared of 51.95, p-value less than 1 in 1,000. 35 direct textual hits, more than a third of the draw carrying the exact vocabulary of the question. 2 markers surviving false discovery rate correction. The man on the shroud is YHWH, Joshua Messiah, the high priest who entered the consecrated place alone, and kindled a fire that all flesh will see and that will not be quenched.